And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see. But it's hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay.
Rachel Zegler thought she was Hollywood's rising star, but now fans are demanding she be canceled for good. After the Snow White disaster and her endless controversial comments, the backlash has reached a boiling point. Social media is flooded with calls to blacklist Zegler, and the pressure is mounting. So what exactly went wrong? And is this the end of her career? Let's get into it. But before we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Now let's get started. Rachel Zegler's social media posts blamed for Snow White backlash.
The expectations that it'll open at between $45 and $55 million domestically and potentially over $100 million worldwide.
The live-action Snow White remake was supposed to be Disney's latest triumph. Instead, it has become a storm of controversy, backlash, and box office disappointment. And at the center of it all, Rachel Zegler, the 23-year-old actress who took on the iconic role of Snow White, sparked outrage across social media, not for her performance, but for her political statements. While promoting the film, Zegler boldly voiced support for Palestine, later doubling down by publicly criticizing Donald Trump supporters in an explosive Instagram post. But did she realize the storm she was about to unleash? Back in August, as she shared the first official Snow White trailer on Twitter, now X, Zegler took a moment to thank her fans. But it was her next post that truly ignited the firestorm. And always remember, free Palestine. The post racked up 8.8 million views and sent Disney into full-blown crisis mode. Executives immediately reached out to Zegler's team, and producer Mark Platt reportedly flew to New York to address the situation personally. The consequences? Immediate. Zegler's co-star, Gal Gadot, an Israeli actress, began receiving death threats. The situation escalated so drastically that Disney was forced to pay for extra security to protect Gadot and her family. One industry insider summed it up bluntly. She didn't understand the repercussions of her actions. For the film, for Gal, for anyone. But the controversy was far from over. Months later, Zegler struck again. Following the U.S. presidential election, the actress posted a scathing message online, F Donald Trump, and may Trump supporters never know peace.
Vote for Kamala Harris. And it's actually non-negotiable. Our rights are on the line, folks. Our reproductive rights. Come on. Go vote blue. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
Disney was horrified. Platt reportedly pulled Zegler aside, warning her that she had just alienated a massive portion of the audience Disney was hoping to attract. Realizing the stakes, Zegler ultimately agreed to let Disney-approved specialists manage her social media leading up to the film's release. But was the damage already done? A box office disaster? When Snow White finally hit theaters, the numbers spoke for themselves. The film limped through its opening weekend with a mere $43 million, a crushing blow against its staggering $270 million budget. And while Zegler's social media drama played a role, this film was plagued with problems long before her posts went viral. From the moment Disney announced that Zegler, a Latina actress, would play Snow White, critics erupted with outrage. Traditionalists insisted the role should go to someone with, as the original story describes, skin as white as snow.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true.
Zegler only fueled the controversy by criticizing the original 1937 film, dismissing Prince Charming as a literal stalker, and insisting that Snow White's character had to be completely reimagined. "It's no longer 1937, she declared. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about being a leader." But did Disney go too far in rewriting a classic? More backlash followed over the portrayal of the Seven Dwarfs. Actor Peter Dinklage, who has dwarfism, slammed Disney for trying to appear progressive by casting a Latina lead while still telling a backward story about dwarfs living in a cave. Even as Disney scrambled to revise the film, controversy continued to snowball. Now, the final verdict is in. Critics have torn the film apart, with The Independent's Clarisse Loughery delivering a brutal one-star review, stating simply, "Zegler deserves better than the lazy, visually repellent Snow White." So, after months of controversy, backlash, and corporate damage control, one question remains. Was this remake doomed from the start? Rachel Zegler sparks outrage over Snow White comments.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There is a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
Disney's Snow White remake has been hit with controversy, and at the center of the storm is Rachel Zegler herself. The actress, who plays the iconic princess, is facing intense backlash after past interview clips resurfaced, revealing she was never a fan of the original 1937 film. In a shocking admission during a December interview with Entertainment Weekly, Zegler confessed she had only watched the classic once before preparing for her role, and she didn't enjoy it at all. "I was scared of the original version. I think I watched it once and never picked it up again. I'm being so serious," she admitted, sitting beside Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So I watched it for the first time in probably 17 years.
Zegler didn't stop at just disliking the original film. She admitted she avoided it for years. "I watched it once, and then I went on the ride at Disney World. Snow White's Scary Adventures," she explained. "Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. I was terrified. Never watched it again." It wasn't until 16 or 17 years later, while preparing for the role, that she finally revisited the beloved classic. But instead of embracing the story, Zegler made it clear she wanted to change it completely. In a September interview with Variety, she was asked about her statement that this Snow White would have a modern edge. Her response? "I just mean that it's no longer 1937, she said. Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, chimed in, "She's not going to be saved by the prince." Zegler agreed, adding, "She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be. The leader her late father told her she could be if she were fearless, fair, brave, and true." This bold reimagining has divided audiences, with some praising the modern take. In contrast, others argue that Zegler is tearing down the very essence of the classic story. Is this the progressive update Snow White needed, or is Disney destroying a beloved fairy tale?
I just wanted to throw up. I was so happy about it, and it was the most incredible experience. And the fan reaction was insane. We didn't even see what they were clapping for.
In another interview with Extra TV, Zegler described the prince in the original film as a stalker, and while emphasizing that a love story wasn't central to the new film, joked that her co-star Andrew Burnap's scenes as Prince Charming might be cut from the film altogether. The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. Zegler said in the interview, "There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird, so we didn't do that this time. We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because we cast a guy in the movie," she continued. Many TikTok users have slammed the West Side Story actor for what they perceive as a lack of appreciation for the major new role, with some also calling her out for what they see as pseudo-feminism.
Literally write a PhD thesis
on the pseudo-feminism that is criticizing Disney princesses. Criticizing Disney princesses is not feminist. Not every woman is a leader. Not every woman wants to be a leader. Not every woman wants or craves power, and that's okay. It is not anti-feminist to want to fall in love, to want to get married, to want to stay at home, to be soft, to want to be a homemaker. None of these things make you less valuable as a person or a woman.
A TikTok video has taken the internet by storm, racking up 14.2 million views in just 5 days, and it's not in support of Rachel Zegler. TikTok user @CozyWithAngie slammed the actress's controversial stance on traditional Disney princesses, arguing that romance isn't anti-feminist. Criticizing Disney princesses is not feminist, she declared in a viral clip stitched with Zegler's Variety interview. Not every woman is a leader. Not every woman wants to be a leader. Not every woman craves power, and that's okay. The TikToker passionately defended women who choose love and family over ambition. It is not anti-feminist to want to fall in love, to get married, to stay at home, to be soft, or to be a homemaker. None of these things make you any less valuable as a person or a woman. She concluded with a powerful statement, rejecting the idea that a woman must always girl boss her way through life to be respected. With over 2.2 million likes, the video has fueled an intense debate. Is Snow White's transformation empowering, or is it erasing an important part of femininity?
I don't think I've ever seen such a condescending, smug Disney princess ever in my life. I don't even know what movies she has been in to get her to have this Disney role. It's just every single interview that I have seen her do for this movie is just so smug and so condescending, to a point where, like, is she supposed to be, like, I don't know, uplifting us as women? Because it sounds horrible, and I don't want to be included in that part of womanhood.
Another video, posted by a TikTok user with the handle @nuttybutter96, called Zegler out for accepting the title role in the first place. If you hate the original this much, why would you want to make the remake? Please make sense, the TikTok user said in her caption. I don't think I've ever seen such a condescending, smug Disney princess ever in my life, the TikTok continued. She made us sound like women only matter if they are hateful of love, hateful of any kind of romance, and we only exist to thrive and be a leader. Rachel Zegler sparks controversy. Again.
I was not working and I couldn't get a job for the life of me because West Side Story hadn't come out yet, and it was really hard to book work for me. So I was really excited when this came in my inbox. I loved the first movie, and the fact that they even wanted me to come in for a callback and then a chem read and then everything in between. I'm so lucky that I got this job.
This isn't the first time she's ignited backlash with her words. Earlier this year, while promoting Shazam! Fury of the Gods, her first big role after West Side Story, she raised eyebrows with a blunt admission about why she took the job. I needed a job. Shazam fans weren't thrilled. Some appreciated her honesty, but others felt it was dismissive. And when the film flopped critically, Zegler tried to fight back against the negativity. Hey, our film is actually really good, she tweeted. We have an 85% audience score for a reason. But her attempt to defend the movie backfired. Many saw it as disingenuous, especially after her previous comments. Still, does she really deserve the wave of online hate that followed? Since the backlash, Zegler has gone silent on social media. She blacked out her profile pictures on Twitter and Instagram, stopped posting, and has only been liking tweets. This is unusual for the actress, who is known for speaking her mind, sometimes to her detriment. Could this silence signal a turning point? Or is it just the calm before another storm? Before pulling back from social media, Rachel Zegler addressed the growing backlash. On August 11th, at the height of the controversy, she posted, "Remember to be kind. Treat each other with patience and empathy. You are loved unconditionally, no matter your mistakes or misunderstandings." While some fans offered support, the criticism kept rolling in. The outrage? Many believe Zegler's push for a modern, politically correct Snow White is an insult to the beloved 1937 original. But should this really be surprising? The new adaptation is co-written by Greta Gerwig, who just gave Barbie a feminist twist. Wasn't it inevitable that Snow White would follow suit?
No, I mean, I'm the luckiest person, I think, in the world. I've gotten to meet so many people who have taught me so many incredible lessons, and to work with legends that are just exactly the kind person, kind-hearted person that you want them to be, like Helen, like Lucy, like Steven. It's a blessing, and it's rare in this industry, so I feel very, very lucky.
At the same time, the backlash itself was predictable. Zegler, a Latina actress, leading a film with a strong female empowerment message, was bound to spark outrage. Despite her professed love for Disney, her comments about the original film have been dissected and criticized. Meanwhile, conservatives have blasted the film for allegedly being too progressive. In July, leaked images of the new dwarves, a diverse multiracial group, sparked outrage. The Daily Mail called them politically correct companions, and Fox News wasted no time in attacking the film, outraged that the new dwarves are multiracial, multigender, and differ in height. Zegler may have drawn some justified criticism for her Shazam 2 remarks, but does this level of outrage really match the relatively mild comments she's made about Snow White? If you actually watch her interviews, she's excited, passionate, and deeply invested in the film, not dismissive. Is history repeating itself? In the original Snow White, Grumpy spent most of the movie rejecting the princess, only to adore her by the end. Maybe audiences will have a similar change of heart once the film is finally released. And that's the situation for now. But what do you think? Has Rachel Zegler's Hollywood career hit a dead end? Or is the outrage going too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe so you stay updated on the latest Hollywood drama.